All right, so you're getting ready for a water systems engineering technician interview.
That's great.
Yeah. And we've got some RoleCatcher intel right here,
Okay.
a career guide,
Right.
and an interview guide that is just loaded with potential questions.
Fantastic.
Let's dive into those questions and help you come up with some answers that'll really stand out.
Yeah, it's all about,
Yeah,
understanding what they're looking for and then showcasing your, skills and experience in a way that really resonates.
exactly. And RoleCatcher's insights are really helpful for that.
Yeah.
For example, they highlight that this field is about way more than just pipes and pumps.
Right.
You're dealing with some pretty crucial infrastructure that affects public health and the environment.
Absolutely. So you'll need to be prepared to demonstrate your knowledge of things like health and safety regulations, water quality standards, all that kind of legal stuff surrounding these systems.
Okay, so let's jump into some of those common interview questions that RoleCatcher flagged. One of the classic ones is, what inspired you to pursue a career in water systems engineering?
Oh, yeah.
How would you suggest someone tackle that?
I think this is your chance to really show your genuine passion for the field.
Yeah.
Think back to like a specific experience that first got you interested in it.
Okay.
Was it a project you worked on in college?
Hmm.
Was there a mentor who really inspired you?
Yeah.
Was there even just like a personal experience that highlighted like how important clean water is?
Oh, that's a good one.
Whatever it is you want to make it personal, let your enthusiasm come through.
I love that like a story is so much more memorable than just a generic answer.
For sure.
And speaking of like personal connections, RoleCatcher mentioned that interviewers might follow up with something like, how do you see your personal values aligning with the work of a water systems engineering technician?
Oh, that's a good one. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I think they're trying to see that you've thought about how your values connect with the bigger picture.
Providing safe and sustainable water for everyone.
Yeah.
Do you value environmental protection, public health problem solving? You need to connect those values to the role.
It makes sense. It shows that you're not just looking for a job.
Right.
You're looking for something that aligns with what you care about.
Exactly.
All right, let's get a bit more technical.
Okay.
Another question that RoleCatcher highlighted is, describe your experience with water treatment processes.
Right.
So what do you think about that one?
This is where you can really showcase your technical skills. Be specific about, what treatment processes you've worked with.
Okay.
Name drop, certifications or training programs that you've completed.
Yeah.
But remember, honesty is key.
Right.
Don't oversell yourself.
Uh-huh.
Just stick to what you know and what you can explain clearly.
So quality over quantity when it comes to describing your experience.
Yeah.
RoleCatcher also mentioned that they often hear a follow-up question to this one, which is, can you describe a time when you had to troubleshoot a problem with a water treatment process, and what steps did you take?
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I feel like you're digging for your problem-solving skills there.
Absolutely. So for this one, I would pick like a real-world example.
Okay.
Walk them through, your thought process, what actions you took, and how you arrived at a solution.
Right.
So maybe you had to identify the source of contamination, adjust chemical dosages, maybe even repair a piece of equipment.
Yeah.
The key is to show that you can think on your feet and find solutions when unexpected problems arise.
They're basically showing them that you can handle those curveballs that are bound to happen in this field.
Right.
Speaking of staying ahead of the curve, another question they might ask is, how do you stay up to date with the latest developments and advancements in the water industry?
Oh, that's a good one.
How would you approach that one?
Well, you want to prove that you are a lifelong learner. They want to see that you're actively engaged in, keeping your knowledge current.
Okay.
So mention industry events, conferences, workshops, professional organizations you're a part of, publications, you read online courses. You've taken anything that shows that you're committed to, constantly expanding your knowledge base.
I already feel smarter just listening to all that.
Right.
And I bet interviewers love to hear that dedication to learning.
Oh, yeah.
RoleCatcher even suggested being ready for a follow-up question. Like, what's a recent development in the water industry that particularly interests you, and why?
Oh, I like that one.
Yeah.
So this is your chance to connect your learning, to your passions and your goals.
Yeah.
Maybe you're fascinated by a new filtration technology, or you're really excited about the potential of smart water systems.
Oh, those are good.
Whatever it is, you want to make sure you can articulate why it interests you and how it relates to your career aspirations.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Okay, let's tackle another classic interview question. Can you give an example of a difficult challenge you faced in your previous role? and how you overcame it.
Okay.
What do you think about that one?
So this is a bit more general,
Okay.
but it's still all about highlighting those problem-solving skills.
Yeah.
So choose a challenge that was significant, but also relevant to the water systems engineering field.
Okay.
Did you face a budget constraint on a project,
Mm-hmm.
a tight deadline, a technical difficulty?
Oh, yeah.
Whatever it was, walk them through how you analyze the situation,
Mm-hmm.
how you develop a plan, and ultimately how you found that solution.
I bet this is one that a lot of people freeze up on, like when asked about
Yeah,
their weaknesses or their challenges.
sure.
And RoleCatcher actually mentioned that there's a common follow-up question that plays on that,
Okay.
which is, looking back, what would you have done differently in that situation?
Mm.
So how would you advise someone to handle that without sounding like they're throwing themselves under the bus?
Right. Well, this is tricky, but I think it's an opportunity to show self-awareness
Okay.
and a desire to learn from your experiences.
Hmm.
So don't dwell on regrets or blame other people.
Yeah.
Just focus on what you've learned from that challenge and how it's made you a better problem solver.
Okay.
Maybe you realize the importance of communication or the value of seeking different perspectives.
Yeah.
The key is to show that you're constantly striving to improve.
That's such a good point, turning a potentially negative question into a chance to show your growth mindset.
Exactly.
Okay, before we move on to more questions, I want to talk about how RoleCatcher's AI can give you an extra edge in your prep.
Oh, yeah. Their platform can be a real game changer.
Yeah.
It analyzes job descriptions,
Okay.
and then it suggests how to tailor your resume and cover letter
Oh, wow.
to highlight the skills and experiences that are most relevant to that specific role.
It's like having a personalized resume coach. And I love that it can help you get past those AI screening systems that are becoming more and more common these days.
Absolutely. And it goes beyond resumes, too.
Oh.
RoleCatcher's AI can also analyze your practice interview answers.
Wow.
And then it'll give you feedback on things like your clarity, your conciseness, and how relevant your answer is to the question.
Wow.
It can even suggest alternative phrasing or additional points to consider.
So it's like having a personal interview coach in your pocket.
Right.
That kind of personalized feedback can be so valuable for boosting your confidence and helping you refine your answers.
Totally.
Okay, let's take a quick breather. And when we come back, we'll tackle even more of those interview questions, digging into the specific skills and knowledge you'll need to showcase to land that water systems engineering technician job.
Sounds good. Okay, so let's dive back into these interview questions and really help you prepare for some of the more technical topics that might come up.
Right.
Remember, these water systems engineering technician interviews?
Yeah.
They often really want to gauge your understanding of some key systems and processes.
Yeah, it's not just about having a great personality. They want to know you can handle the technical stuff.
Right.
So RoleCatcher mentioned that SCADA systems are a big one in this field.
Yeah.
So how would you suggest someone prepare for questions about those?
Well, SCADA systems are basically like the brains behind modern water infrastructure.
Okay.
They allow technicians to monitor and control things like pumps, valves, sensors, all remotely.
Mm.
So if you have experience with SCADA, be ready to talk about, the specific systems you've worked with,
Yeah.
the tasks you performed, and even the level of responsibility you had.
So if someone was like responsible for troubleshooting a SCADA issue or helped to implement a new system, that's something worth highlighting.
Absolutely. It shows that you understand the technology and how it's applied in those real-world situations.
Yeah.
And don't be surprised if they follow up with something like, have you ever encountered any issues or challenges while working with SCADA systems, and how did you resolve them?
Oh, it's like that classic problem-solving question, but with a technical twist.
Exactly. So be prepared with an example
Okay.
that showcases your, analytical skills.
Yeah.
Describe the issue, how you diagnosed the problem, the steps you took to fix it.
Okay.
Did you have to analyze data logs,
Yeah.
recalibrate sensors, update software, whatever it was, walk them through that process.
So it's all about showing them that you can stay calm under pressure and find solutions when things go wrong,
For sure.
which, let's face it, happens sometimes.
It has happened.
RoleCatcher also highlighted water distribution systems as a common topic.
Oh, yeah.
Any tips for tackling questions about those?
Well, water distribution is all about getting that clean water from the treatment plant to, homes and businesses.
Right.
Be prepared to discuss different types of distribution systems.
Okay.
The components involved like pipes, pumps, storage tanks,
Okay.
and factors that affect, their efficiency.
So it sounds like interviewers are looking for a good understanding of how those systems work and the challenges involved in keeping them running smoothly.
Exactly. They might even ask something like, What are some of the key challenges in maintaining a safe and efficient water distribution system?
That's a good question. I imagine things like aging infrastructure, population growth,
Hmm.
even climate change could all pose some challenges.
Yeah, you hit the nail on the head.
Yeah.
Be ready to discuss those challenges and maybe even touch on some innovative solutions or technologies that are being used to address them.
So it shows you're not just knowledgeable about the current systems, but you're also thinking about the future of water infrastructure.
Exactly.
Pretty impressive.
Right.
Another area that RoleCatcher mentioned is compliance with regulations.
Uh-huh.
What kind of questions should people anticipate then?
Oh, water systems are heavily regulated, and for good reason.
Yeah.
And we're talking about public health here.
Yeah, of course.
Interviewers want to make sure that you understand the importance of those regulations and how to apply them in your work.
So it's not just about knowing how to fix a pump.
Yeah.
It's about knowing the rules and procedures that keep everything safe and up to code.
Exactly. Be prepared to discuss your familiarity with relevant regulations, permits, reporting requirements.
Okay.
Maybe you have experience implementing, water quality testing protocols, safety procedures, record-keeping systems.
Yeah.
Highlight those experiences.
So it shows you're not just a technician, but like a responsible professional who takes compliance seriously.
Right.
They might even ask you to describe a situation where you had to address a compliance issue
Sure.
and what steps you took to resolve it.
Yeah, that's another opportunity to showcase those problem-solving skills.
Yep.
But with that added layer of ethical decision-making,
Mhm.
those, did you discover a potential contamination risk,
Yeah.
a procedural error,
Mm.
whatever it was, describe the situation, the potential consequences, and the actions that you took to, bring everything back into compliance.
It really demonstrates integrity and that commitment to doing things the right way,
Yeah,
which I'm sure any employer would value.
sure.
And we've been talking a lot about, those technical skills.
Right.
But what about those softer skills like leadership and teamwork?
Oh, yeah.
RoleCatcher mentioned those are important too.
Absolutely. You're right. Even though you're a technician, you'll likely be working with others on projects and initiatives.
Yeah.
So be prepared for questions about your leadership and collaboration experiences.
Like, I bet a question like, can you give an example of a project you led and the outcome of that project would come up?
Oh, for sure. That's a very common one.
Yeah.
And, don't feel like you need to have managed a huge team or a multi-million-dollar project.
Yeah.
Even leading a smaller initiative or taking charge of a specific task, within a larger project can demonstrate those leadership qualities.
So it's more about how you approach the task and demonstrate those core leadership skills like communication, delegation, problem solving.
Exactly. Describe your role, the challenges you faced, how you motivated your team if you had one.
Uh-huh.
And of course, the successful outcome you achieved.
Yeah. And don't be surprised if they follow up with, what did you learn from that leadership experience?
Oh, that's a good one.
It's that reflective question. I feel like that would throw some people off guard.
I know, but it's all about showing that you're not just capable of leading, but you're also willing to learn and grow from those experiences.
Okay.
So did you discover a new leadership style that worked well for you?
Yeah.
Did you learn the importance of clear communication or the value of seeking diverse perspectives? Share those insights.
It shows that you're a continuous learner, which is a highly valuable trait in any profession.
Oh, for sure.
But especially in a field that's constantly evolving like water systems engineering.
Absolutely.
And speaking of continuous learning, I want to circle back to RoleCatcher's AI platform.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's just such a fantastic tool for anyone prepping for these interviews.
It's such a powerful resource, Remember, their AI can analyze those job descriptions and suggest ways to tweak your resume and cover letter to really highlight, your most relevant skills and experiences.
It's like having a personalized career coach in your pocket,
Right.
helping you to craft those application materials that will grab attention and make you stand out from the crowd.
For sure. And let's not forget their AI-powered interview practice tool.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
It analyzes your answers and provides feedback on, things like your clarity, conciseness, and how relevant your answer is to the question.
Mm-hmm.
It's a fantastic way to identify any weak spots in your delivery and really, polish those answers.
It's like having a secret weapon to boost your confidence and help you ace that interview.
Totally.
So before we wrap up, I want to touch on one more crucial aspect of these interviews.
Okay.
How do you suggest people prepare for questions about their ability to handle pressure and manage multiple priorities?
That's a great point. Water systems engineering technicians often have to juggle, multiple tasks and deadlines. So interviewers really want to know that you can handle the heat.
So if they ask something like, how do you prioritize and manage your workload when faced with multiple competing priorities, what's the best approach?
Well, be prepared to discuss, your organizational skills and your ability to stay calm under pressure.
Okay.
Do you use to-do lists, project management software? Highlight those systems and explain how you prioritize tasks based on, urgency and importance.
So it shows that you have a plan and you're not just randomly reacting to whatever comes your way.
Right. And don't be afraid to talk about the importance of teamwork and delegation. Explain how you identify tasks that can be shared and how you communicate effectively with your colleagues.
So it's a good reminder that even though these are technical roles, collaboration and communication are still key.
Oh, absolutely. They might even follow up with, can you describe a specific situation where you had to juggle multiple priorities and meet tight deadlines?
Okay.
And how did you handle the pressure?
I bet that's where a good story can really shine.
Absolutely. Choose a real-life example that showcases your ability to stay organized, make tough decisions, and deliver results, even when things get a little hectic.
Yeah.
Did you have to troubleshoot a system failure while simultaneously preparing a report and coordinating with other team? Whatever it was.
Yeah.
Describe the situation, the challenges, and how you successfully navigated those competing priorities.
It's all about showing them that you can handle the stress and still get the job done.
Exactly.
All right, let's take a quick breather and then come back for the final part of our deep dive, where we'll offer some closing thoughts and a challenge to help you stay ahead of the game in your water systems engineering journey.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground today, from technical skills to those all-important soft skills.
Yeah, you really have.
But before we wrap up, I want to emphasize something that RoleCatcher mentioned, which is the importance of continuous learning in this field.
That's so true. Water systems engineering is constantly evolving,
Right.
with new technologies and challenges popping up all the time. So how can someone demonstrate that commitment to continuous learning in an interview?
Well, it goes beyond just saying, I'm a lifelong learner, right?
Yeah.
Be ready to share specific examples.
Okay.
What are you currently learning about? Are there any industry publications that you follow?
Yeah.
Online courses you're taking, conferences you're hoping to attend?
Yeah.
Maybe there's a particular area of water systems engineering that you're really passionate about
Okay.
and you want to explore further.
So it's about showing that you're not content with what you already know, but you're actively seeking out new knowledge and skills.
Exactly. And it ties back into those questions about future trends in the industry.
Yeah.
If you can talk about a recent development that excites you or a challenge that you're eager to tackle, it demonstrates that forward-thinking mindset that employers love.
I think that's a great takeaway for our listeners. Don't just focus on what you've done in the past.
Right.
Show them that you're excited about the future of water systems engineering and you're eager to be a part of it.
Absolutely. Now, I want to leave you with a challenge.
Okay, I'm ready.
Think about the different areas we've discussed today: SCADA systems, water distribution, compliance, leadership, problem solving.
Okay.
For each of those, brainstorm a specific example from your experience that you can use to answer those interview questions.
So it's like building your own personal toolbox
Yeah,
of stories and experiences that you can pull from during the interview.
exactly. And don't forget to practice those answers out loud.
Well, that's good advice.
Maybe even record yourself
Right.
or do a mock interview with a friend.
That's a great idea.
The more comfortable you are talking about your experiences,
Yeah.
the more confident you'll sound in the actual interview.
And remember, RoleCatcher's AI platform is a fantastic resource for refining those answers and getting that personalized feedback.
For sure.
It's like having a team of career experts in your corner.
Absolutely. So as you go into that water systems engineering technician interview, remember to showcase your passion, your technical knowledge, your problem-solving skills, and your ability to collaborate.
And most importantly, believe in yourself.
You got this.
This has been The Deep Dive, wishing you all the best in your water systems engineering journey.